Why did you, Megan, decide to be a defensive back or a cornerback, or when did you kind of decide to kind of go that route, or who influenced you to kind of go that route?
Well, and this goes back to, and it's what's crazy is my quote success is so not the typical path at all. Okay. Mm-hmm. I started out as a guard in youth football. I played a guard. Oh. Yeah. So, and imagine I graduated from high school at like 155 pounds. So never, ever was I anything remotely close to a guard in youth football. Middle and junior high, back in our days, as it was called, I was like a wing back, kind of that little flanker guy. And then they would just put me at safety, I guess, And so that's kind of, I just got tossed there. But in high school, I didn't make varsity as a 10th grader. And then in my 11th grade, a coach that, that I love to death, one of the things that he said, so my buddy who wore 22 in high school was a senior, and so, I watched him. So when he left, I got 22, and I knew I couldn't outplay him, but I thought I deserved to make varsity, but I wasn't going to beat him out. So when he leaves, so I get to my 11th grade year, Coach Fields walks by me, I'm standing there, walks by me. He says, "Hey, we're going to put you at safety until we find somebody there." And I'm like, what does that even mean? Like, you say, like, you're just gonna hold down this spot until I find somebody to put in it, Yeah. At that moment, I was like, okay, this is my spot. So I don't know if I just because he said that, like, if that could have been a center. Yeah. I think I'd have been still thinking the same way. Like, no. If you put me at center, you're going to look for somebody. No, I'm going to be the best center that I can be, So I end up getting some accolades, after my first season. So then, then my next thing was like, okay, I can do this. So I go to the art teacher and say, and I painted out this thing, first team All-State, first team All-Conference, and playing the North-South game. And I put them up on my wall. And I looked at it every single day. It's that classic thing of like looking at it and believing in it and go and get it. By my senior year, all of those things came true.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, for a guy who a coach tells you that he's only going to just leave you there for a second, until he finds somebody, I think that you have to take those kind of things personal and don't hold it against them, against the coach. But I think what you need to do is you need to apply that to yourself.